I think, yes, it looks like we are good to go. Getting back on the live stream and everything. Let's go ahead and get into it. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. I'm your boy, Narik Chase. In this video, we're doing a really cool live stream. There's some interesting news that I want to throw out there for you. This is going to be a write with me stream because I spend a lot of time writing and not shooting videos. So why not combine the two? So, uh, I have some really cool news. I, for those who don't know, I have three short stories out on Amazon Kindle: The Web, Stalling, and The Hunter's Game. Go check them out. There are three stories, three installments in the Curse of Creed Chronicles. Really, really good, short, really good reads. Go check them out on Amazon Kindle. Support your channel. Support your boy. Narik Chase Studios. Now, some more good news for those who haven't been keeping up with. And honestly, I'm doing a lot of this with the social media, so I'm still trying to get used to that and being consistent with the posting. But I've announced that I'm working on a novella set in the Curse of Creed Chronicles called Night Lights. It's basically about a short story, a novella about a group of survivors in Creed County who are dealing with an alien invasion. I'm gone through the first draft of that, and I'm going through the edits for that one. So that's not. I was originally going to work on that one, but I'm not going to because I got some really good news. My wife got through her edits of my debut novel that I'm working on. It's called Operation Blue Age of Dash, and it's about a group of superheroes who end up coming together to save the world from a major worldly threat. See, this is the manuscript for it. So I'm going to be working on this while we sit here. Not sit here and give my tidbits on anything. So without further ado, be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and the notification button to get the best of what we've got going on this channel. And let's go ahead and get into it. Now, what inspired me to write this novel? In fact, let's dive more into who I am and my motivations and what I want to do with the channel, as well as the books. I have always wanted to write books since I was a youngin', I was a wee lad. When R. L. Stein first graced the world with the Goosebumps series, I was really enamored with writing. And I followed him, started reading a lot of his work, really enjoyed his series, and he kind of spurred me into writing. I've always been some of a creative gem. I remember when I started playing Mortal Kombat, I started to draw like the ninjas, the Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Reptile, and then just my creative spark just kind of started growing. And I've always wanted to write. I've always written things, characters, worlds, little stories here and there, but never really with a good direction. I just knew I wanted to write. And while I was doing that, I've just been honing my skills, and I've always had wanted to tell stories. Some fantastical, some more smaller and intimate. And I've always enjoyed the art of writing. Reading and writing have always kind of been my thing in school, and I've always had ideas. And within the last couple of years, those ideas started to kind of solidify. And I'm happy to say that I'm making something of it. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is like, what is the direction of what I'm working on? And I guess now is as good a time as any. I know people are I'm working well for the Curse of Creed Chronicles. It's more leaning towards thriller, suspense, horror, fantasy, more fantastical elements. I think the Curse of Creed Chronicles would do a good job of showcasing just kind of like the horror element that I'm trying to dive into with characters, with storytelling. And I do like the short form with some of the stories, although there are novella side stories that I have set aside. There are actual novel size stories that I've set aside. There are duologies and trilogy ideas that I've set aside. So as I'm building this world through the short stories, I'm going to utilize the novels and stuff to basically solidify everything that's going on. But for my book that I'm working on now, Operation Blue, it is a different universe. And I guess right now it is focused on like superheroes and stuff like that, but there are a lot of things that do link these. Well, first of all, I guess I'll go ahead and say, look, I'm working on a multiversal type scale of storytelling. A lot of the worlds that I'm going to be working on, especially these two worlds that I'm working on now, are part of this multiverse. There are rules, there are characters that will show up across these multiverse stories as I continually progress and put out more work and more. And a lot of that inspiration came from Stephen King, Magic the Gathering, DC, Marvel, Image. I like the idea of the multiverse. Doctor Who is a big inspiration as well. And I've decided to link a lot of these stories together. In fact, a lot of these stories together, and some might not be linked together, but they're all a part of the same mythos. So uh, you got to just and why did I start Narik Chase Studios? I like I said, I've always wanted to do storytelling and kind of put my things out there with my own spin. Like, if you watch like a horror movie or something, and I've always had this deconstructive, reconstructive creativity where I see something, it's total garbage, I can rebuild it in my mind of how it could have been better. For those who haven't seen, I've done a couple of videos of, I believe I called it How It Could Have Been Better. Because I want to watch a lot of bad movies, bad TV shows, play a lot of bad games. And you're like, how did it go so wrong? And I'm like, well, this is what they could have done. In fact, there was a series that I wanted to work on, and I was going to put it on the movie channel because I have several channels now. I've stopped putting all of the stuff, all of my videos on the main channel, and I'll put them onto their own small channels because there are audiences for those specific things. So I decided not to just put everything in one basket, just spread them out, because there's people that like books that would like to read on book content. There are people that like games that would like to read the game, watch the game content, movie, TV content, business content. I have other channels, but and I've got music content, and I have a music channel. I haven't put nothing on there, but uh, that's kind of like the reason why I want to, is because I have ideas and I wanted to throw it out there into the ether. I've not been uploading a lot because I've been working behind the scenes with developing books and stuff like that. So this channel is definitely going to be dedicated. Well, I have my book channel. My book channel I dedicate to some information regarding my updates with my books and stuff, but the main channel as well, because they fit the same media. But that's not to say I don't have anything, because I would like to work on games. I put that on my game channel, main channel. So I have the website too, my blogs, which they're linked up with my YouTube channels. They have updates on them and things like that. So you'll get to see what I'm working on more and more and more. I'm also going to try to keep this as a weekly thing about streaming, because I'm trying to get momentum, get steam. I'm looking into being more active on Instagram, TikTok. I don't have a TikTok account, but that's the way the thing's going. You got to progress with. You have to go with what the thing or the things where things are progressing. So we're going to work on that. But yeah, for those people who like to write, I've been in a couple of writing streams, watching other people, and I'm like, you know what? I'm writing on the book, so I'm going to work on this too. But having said that, I guess we can go ahead and start working on it. So I got this idea during the big boom of the superhero films in the last couple of years. I was like, you know what? I have a whole bunch of ideas for superheroes, so why not, uh, throw my lot into it. And I was like, I got all of this information that I've been working on over the years, and I said I'm going to compile it into one. And I think I like what I've created. So it's the 10-minute mark. I've done the introduction. Uh, let me see if I can put it up. You have to upgrade to use some of this stuff. I used to not have to do that. I guess I was going to put the little intro things in it, but I can't. And now they want you to upgrade on everything. I ain't not gonna hustle though. That's the way things are. But anyway, so we at the 10-minute mark. Let's go ahead and start working on writing. Let's see. Oh, this is my song. Yeah, yeah.
Creeping with the soft shell, my alerts. Creeping with the hunter, my alerts. Creeping with the razor claw, my alerts. Get in deep with the my alerts. Creeping with the soft shell, my alerts. Creeping with the hunter, my alerts. Creeping with the razor claw, my alerts. Get in deep with the my alerts. Get in deep with the my alerts. For any who enter our turf, the blood surf, no search. Clamp of the claws, the blood spurts. When we lurks, burst from the dirt, we shock nerves. Bullets bounce off my shell, I give them hell. Wander through the marsh, dead men tell, no tales. Visit Far Harbor, ship set, no sails. Hands flare, get to rep the alert cartel. We breathe underwater and burrow under the ground. These rads not a problem, tainted 47 meters down. Come around our habitat, no one's gonna challenge that. Flooded facility, we inhabit that. In this water's waist, deep your sheep to the slaughter. Gonna choke you to sleep while you're waiting in the water. Before you drown, my claws will rip your heart out. The sides on my shell say I got that hard cloud. Unclays that blood rage, red eyes with carapace. Outrage, blood safe disappear without a trace. Just proficient on the land when I tend to catch things. Cut you into pieces and feed you to the hatchlings. Creeping with the soft shell, my alerts. Creeping with the hunter, my alerts. Creeping with the razor claw, my alerts. Get in deep with the my alerts. Creeping with the soft shell, my alerts. Creeping with the hunter, my alerts. Creeping with the razor claw, my alerts. Get in deep with the my alerts.
Get in deep with the my alert queen, crustacean leader of the lurk regime, fleecing their fatigues. I got my own legion, getting mischievous. I'll send the Marines in. Lady of the lake, creature from the Black Lagoon, from the murky waters, teacher from the trap platoon. Got the killer instinct to murder rap you. Vice grip, close trap you, no hands still clap you. Got the kill class to thrill y'all before I kill y'all. Send ripples to the surface, aqua boy skill raw. But it ain't a thing to me, I stay my lurking. Ain't a my lurking without a my lurk queen.
Oh, all right, take this out. I was supposed to be doing it in 20-minute writing stints, and my dumb ass forgot to put on the clock. So, um, one of the interesting aspects to this story, my main story, Operation Blue Asia Dodge, is that I'm switching chapters the way I write it up. On one chapter is hero, one chapter is villain. Hero, villain, and I'm going back and forth because I want people to be able to understand both the heroes and the villains. Now, that's not to say that the villains are all these mushy, likable characters or anything, but I do want you to understand the motivations. And I did really tried to focus on, hey, yeah, there's this big story that's going on, and the more it progresses, the bigger the stakes seem to be getting. But at the end of the day, characters are truly where everything matters. Is their motivations that are pushing the plot, is the reason why they're doing stuff. They're not just doing it because they're good guys. It's because of their motivations. So, and I did my best towards making the characters very interesting as well. But the missus told me I need to work on my characters being the relationships a bit more. So I'm working on that as well. It's a pretty good balance in my eyes when that you have to play, but I don't mind doing it. Uh, it starts off. My chapter one starts off from a villain's perspective, and I'll just give a little spoiler. It's got a pretty cool action sequence at the beginning of it, and I want people to know that yes, these villains do not play when it comes to getting around what they want. But I'm just checking that out. Um, right, another thing that I'm really working on is expression. Characters being able to emote while talking, because I believe conversation is a really good storyteller in itself. So a lot of times when characters are feeling some type of way, I try to have them express it physically, but also express it through conversation. And one of the inspirations for that I would definitely give it to is Stephen King. I like a lot of the conversations between his characters. I really do like, and I really do appreciate. I think that it does a great job of showcasing giving characters depth, because a lot of times they throw interesting analogies out as well, and I think that actually does a great job of fleshing out the characters. I had recently, not recently, but I started listening and reading the Dark Tower series, and I think it's emphasized even more during that story, where I was like, okay, the dialogue. I started reading Game of Thrones, and I started like, okay, the dialogue, and it started opening my mind more and more to other conversations with characters. And I started watching movies, started to know, okay, yes, I have to be able to work really well with the dialogue, because I want them to tell their own stories as well as me telling their story. So I've been blessed to gotten this far with, and I hope when people do read this book that they do identify with characters, like some characters, hate some characters, and just bounce around the board on it. Why these characters are better than other characters, and I'm up for critiques as well. But yes, I do want this to be like the characters are. The characters don't overrun the plot, but I do want them to work in tandem with each other. Now, why superheroes? Well, I actually had another book. It was a sci-fi fantasy, and I started writing that one. I finished that one almost, but then I was like, you know what? This doesn't seem like a good starting point for this multiverse saga side story that I'm working on. So let me go back to the drawing board, put that to the side, and start with the superhero one. And I think the superhero one is a good place to start it. Yes, I do have the Curse of Creed Chronicles kind of doing both at the same time, but I think with like major story arcs, I think that the superhero one works better to establish, even though they're set in the same multiverse. And one of the things that I want to do, I'm going to talk about this too. one of the things that I wanted to do with the multiverse is I did not want my multiverse to be like Marvel and DC and Image and like the comic book variants where the multiverse is like that they're basically the same but little changes. Like if there's a multiverse and I'm in each multiverse, I did not want that. I didn't want that. I want each universe, and where some would be similar, there would be not, none of the universes would have the same character, the same people. So if I'm in this universe and there's 100 other universes, I'm not in. There's no copy of me in those. No, I didn't want that. I didn't want them all the universes to be the same world either. I wanted them to have some similarities. Yes, some universes have. Most universes will have like humans, but some universes would have dogs in it. Some wouldn't. They have something else. Um, the universes would be, some would be prehistoric, some would be more modern day, some would be futuristic, some would be more fantastical, some would be more, you know, and yes, there'll be some Earth like, but they will be different. Like instead of, you know, you have one that's Earth, and yes, it could be America, but the cities could be different. Um, that's my homeboy. Hold on one second. Hey man, let me call you back. I'm in the middle of the stream. All right. So I should have put that on silent, but yes, I wanted my multiverse to be different because that was one of the biggest things that I didn't like about Marvel DC is all of these the multiverse and all of the same variants, and there's no sense of actual stakes. If every universe, if one person, Tony Stark dies in the universe, you go to another one and get another Tony Stark. Even though it might be a different one, it might be the same, but I didn't want that. So what I did was I was like, okay, I looked into I have a whole bunch of universes, so why not just put those together? There are things that connect them there, but I want them all to be distinct. I mean, although I will say some of the Earth ones probably will feel similar, but I'm not going to dive into this big massive connection network with each one. Even though they will feel like they are similar, I do want my multiverse and my different universes to actually feel different. Such as the Curse of Creed Chronicles is more horror centric, or monsters and aliens and stuff like that. But in my superhero universe, those same elements, although they will have similar elements, it's totally different tones. And another thing that I want to emphasize is that my worlds would have different tones as well. Some will be more like horror based, some I won't be. So that's one thing that I did want to put out there with the multiverse. And interestingly enough, this is how I came up with the idea for the multiverse. Yes, I was inspired by other medias, but I was talking to a coworker, and we were talking about all these ideas that I had. I had like 200 ideas for book ideas, and I was like, "Man, I love these. I want to do something with them." And then while we were talking, I noticed that a lot of the stories had similar villains, had similar arcs, and similar. Like I would say, "Hey, in this story, they're going on this grand adventure to stop this ultimate evil from destroying the land or taking over the land." Well, I would also I wrote another story in which I was like, this villain kind of mirrors this villain from this story. What if they were the same villain, but they would show up in different worlds, similar to like um, Randall Flagg in the Stephen King verse. He shows up in multiple stories and has different appearances in each one, or different roles. And I was like, that's a good idea. So I started linking these worlds that I brought together, and I was like, okay, cool. This makes sense now. This bad guy was in this book, then later on he's in this book. And that started the whole multiverse aspect of what I was working on. Also, there were a lot of things like the magic system. There was a magic system across different ones, and a lot of the magic systems were similar. So I tried to streamline them as one magic system while also making them distinct compared to their world within the same rule set. So in one world, you got some people that are able to use magic naturally, and some they need like crystals or something like that. But I wrote it and I built the rule set of why this world can do it, why this world can't. Are there other worlds that are kind of just in the same circle of being able to? And I built the rules for why and how they can do this. So I really wanted to make the multiverse very special, very unique. I wanted the worlds to be very special, very unique, the different races. And all of this is built around rules, and hopefully I can nail down every world existing within these rules and be consistent. Um, I would like to continue on with the writing stream, and I'm going to possibly start do them because normally I upload on Thursdays at 3, Sundays at 11, and I think I'm going to continue with that with this as well. So for those who don't know my schedule, I'm going to from now on try to do more of these write with me streams on 11 Sundays and Thursdays, and plus I upload other stuff on the channels, so you'll be able to get more reviews, top 10s, more of my journey while I'm working on this book. If you stayed here to the end, I would greatly appreciate that. Give me any ideas, tips, suggestions in the comment section below. Be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and a notification button to get the best of what we got going on the channel. And we'll definitely catch you guys later.